All right. It's time once again, everyone, for another exciting edition of the Werewolf Technical Steering Committee meeting. Thanks everyone for joining. And we got some pretty good attendance today, so great. On the discussion agenda for today is a quick review of the PEARC BoF and how that went. Look at PRs that are currently active, and then just a quick overview of PRs that were merged since our last meeting because I kind of felt like it hadn't been a lot, but it has been a lot because Christian's been busy approving stuff. So great. But anything other than these top level things, and of course there's specific things in the list of active PRs that we should discuss before, or that we should add to the agenda before we get started. All right. So with that, I would have thrown this to Rose, but Rose is out on some well-deserved PTO right now. But I thought the perk boff went pretty good. We had a lot of good discussion, and I think it got better over time. There's a report that is coming out of that was requested by the perk committee um, for like how did it go, and I think this is the right one. Maybe this is the wrong one. Yeah, okay. This is the right one. But I haven't put my comments in here yet. I think Tim might have already. He's out today as well. But I think the best thing that we did was we ended up having one of the roundtable discussions was just new users, and Tim moderated that discussion. I talked with a group about plans for HA and monitoring, and I have some stuff to write for that. I did confuse the entire table by accidentally referring to Prometheus as Perseus for a good 5 minutes. But otherwise, it went pretty well. And I didn't hear as much about what happened in the provisioning to disk conversation. What did happen over there is Greg joined that table and talked a lot about stuff he's been working on kind of outside of Werewolf that I'm trying to get brought into Werewolf. But we'll get this, white paper report thing published not only to Perk, but then we'll make sure that a link to it gets released in kind of the general channel probably for Werewolf Slack. The one thing that I think we should take as a lesson learned is that we did not start the BoF with any kind of what Werewolf is. We just launched right into here are development roadmaps and things that we've done recently. And this is a mistake that we've made, I think, a number of times where we forget that the audience might have people that are new to the project in it. So we've re-emphasized that again, and hopefully we remember next time. But I don't think anyone in this call was there, aside from myself. But any other questions or comments about this or feedback for next time?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, how familiar did you ever use Perseus?
I used Perseus for the first cluster that I administered at CU Boulder was a Perseus cluster, and it scared me away from stateless imaging for a good 5 years until we rebuilt something later, and then I discovered Werewolf 4
Yeah.
after that.
I was like, because that's, I think, Greg's first cluster product.
So I think Werewolf V1 predates it, and
And
then
then they switched.
Perseus was like a legally distinct thing
Yeah.
because it was being built for I think IBM at the time, and so in
Oh,
order to have it had a different name for that reason. But I think Perseus is basically like Werewolf V2.
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Oh, maybe the last thing I'll say, I don't know if I have a picture easily accessible, but it was pretty well attended. They gave us kind of a larger room, kind of a double room, and I wouldn't say it was packed, but there was no part of the room that was like empty. All the tables were kind of well filled, and there was good, healthy discussion when we did breakouts. So, seemed like a lot of really good interest. And participation. So that was cool. And then I also went to I don't have this as a formal thing up here, but I also went to the Open HPC BoF and what is I really appreciated Tim's remarks about how they brought AI to the um to the documentation rework and all of the lessons learned he got from that. There's a lot of good stuff in there that I think we could bring into the Werewolf project too, in terms of like Claude skills and things like that that you just put in a markdown file in your repository and then it learns how to do things. Um, but there was a lot of interest in Werewolf in that environment as well, of course. All right. Maybe I'll do this a little bit out of order just because I don't think there will be a lot of discussion here. We'll do this quick overview. There's been a lot of work happening on the project, and a lot of it is thanks to Christian doing PR reviews and getting that merged in. So thank you very much. I want to get better. I've done this in the past, but at reviewing these things and kind of celebrating the people that are contributing. So Howard and Stephen are CIQers. They've been doing putting in PRs for kind of bugs and customer issues that have been encountered on the
Also, a lot
CIQ
of
side.
documentation got fixed.
Yeah, and documentation stuff. That's awesome. And Christian's been kind of pushing forward, actually getting that stuff reviewed. And then we had some kind of relatively new faces in here too, which is awesome. The biggest thing I think that has happened that we've discussed in this meeting before, but I don't think it was done yet the last time we met, is we have this node groups capability that's been merged in now. So that's kind of
Yeah.
exciting. And then there are more of these now since it's been a few weeks, but I'll keep on top of trying to get all of the dependencies up to date. We are um, held back a little bit on at least one of them, maybe more now, due to having to stay on the Golang version uh, that OpenHPC is using for OpenEuler. But at least now we have a process for that, and we know kind of we always are able to verify exactly what Golang release we're able to go to. So we'll just keep at that and push Golang if we need to, and if it is updated upstream or at OpenHPC, I guess, which is technically downstream. Anything else to call out from here that I haven't made particular mention of? All right. Lots of bug fixes, lots of work being done. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, the first thing that I had on this agenda before anything else was this PR that has been submitted. Jeremy, I know this is your favorite PR of all time ever.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
When I was looking into that, I was really thinking of Jeremy because we have comments now.
Oh, we have comments like in the thing.
You can now comment inside the YAML file and they will be preserved.
So all right. So Christian, your perspective, I guess it's got merge conflicts, so it needs to be rebased. But other than that,
Oh,
um,
really? It has conflicts?
yeah, it
No.
has conflicts.
Nah, didn't see that.
But in
But
general, your
it
perspective is that this is fine. Like this is ready to go.
yeah.
Okay. You wrote this though, right? So it'll no, you didn't write this. So
No, I didn't write this.
you've
It
reviewed
was
it.
by Music Dev 33. He's a CIQ guy? No.
Not to
Helium
well,
Energy.
let's see
Oh,
who this
that's
is.
pretty cool. We have now fusion power.
Hmm?
Helium, he's from Helium Energy, the
Oh,
guy.
yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, so I don't think this is another recent contributor either. So
Yeah.
great to see more people in the project. But yes, I yeah, Christian, you've reviewed this. Great. So as long as I don't have any complaints
I
with it.
just didn't merge it because I did not really. So the YAML is kind always is one of the core technology of our
Right.
on the one hand. On the other hand, if we trust the process and our tests, the tests pass.
Yeah.
What do we want
Um,
more? And we have comments.
so how can you say how the comment preservation works since historic, like I haven't looked at this at all.
I
Um,
didn't check it how it will work in Go YAML me free. So because there I just found it too complicated. But you have a kind of transient map and then you just map that back
okay.
as a
So it's
shape.
just like it reads in the this destination and merges it into it,
I,
essentially.
Yeah, you have in the data.
they can find out where I live because people on their phones
Oh.
you're letting everybody in the world that are strangers.
Jeremy, I think that's coming from
Yeah,
you.
sorry. Yeah, I was actually gonna sorry, because I just had to have my laptop rebuilt. And
No
so I
problem.
lost I lost all my my social media connections on it. I haven't looked at this because I saw my name there and I need to actually go and take a look at this. But the as far as the comments, it all I guess it depends on how you handle the unmarshalling and remarshalling.
Yeah,
Because
that's handled by the marshaller. So you give the
yeah,
marshaller option that you say, okay, there's a, or you from the marshaller. No,
yeah. Well, see,
yeah,
if you
you unmarshal it, the YAML, and then there's a comment map.
yes,
That's the kind
but
of data structure. And if you marshal it, you just give back the comment map to the marshaller, and then the marshaller knows where to put it in. And the
yes.
tests show that it works.
Yeah, and that's really how it handles. Because if you unmarshal everything and move it into a data structure, and then only push the data structure, you're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
The idea is you unmarshal, store the entire file, and then just modify what you want to modify.
No. It's
Yeah,
really I don't know how it exactly works, but no, so I glanced over it. So
it's
I just so it knows to which node the comment belongs. So it builds
yeah,
up the nodes, as in not the node in the sense of Werewolf, but in the sense of some computer science data structure. And then it says, okay, it's a down or below comment. And so it associates them with them. And so if you unmarshal the YAML, you get that structure, you just preserve it in memory. And if you marshal it back, then you just give it say, okay, here's the comment map, please do it. I was also thinking with that if we should read it out or not the comments, and or for example, then show it in node list or something like this. But I finally decided to think, no,
Yeah.
don't do it here.
Comments should be comments. We should not
yeah.
make them functional.
Yeah, exactly. I have to admit you are right, Jonathan.
So, Christian, would you like a second review over this before we merge? Is that kind of where you're at?
If you want to, but I wouldn't, because it's really there were not the only thing I added were the that we preserved the comments because
So
that
you
was
had to make a change for that?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in the comments. Yeah, then just check it. So this music dev guy just replaced it, and then I just then add two commits from me
I see.
that that I store the comments from the YAML file. The only thing where I really had to put some brain power inside is that it's on the um, for node and profile edit that it still show that that's the reason. That's now I remember. That's the reason why I know that it's connected to that node that you dare get the right comment, and even then it will be preserved.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I will put that
And
here.
then and that's the really only functional change. No, so if you do not profile edit and node edit, before that we always had this uncommented comment where you know, okay, you could look up how the YAML must look like. And now there is a magic line between so that I know, okay, this is the comment for the ad so that you know what to do, and that's the really comment in the YAML file.
Okay.
And so
S-
there's now a magic line which just say do not edit below or something like this.
there isn't a line like that.
There is now a line
There
like
is
that.
now a line
Yeah.
like that. Okay. Okay.
I was going to make the other comment that the GoCCY package also supports some other YAML data structures,
Okay.
cross references, and I think includes.
All right.
So you can have multiple files. I don't know how it handles marshaling, uh, remarshaling stuff if you actually have your YAML spread through multiple files. But that was actually one of the comments about adding subfiles
Yeah,
in an
this would
earlier
be
discussion.
possible also with this YAML, with this new YAML thing, but I didn't want to really go into that.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have no concerns with this package, right? I don't know anything about this package, but this is a a supportable and supported package that we're okay
Yeah.
using, right? Just asking to be clear.
Seems to be the only
The
actively
one.
developed,
Okay.
yes, YAML package for Go right now.
Okay. Great. And all right. We okay with these next actions on here? Christian, you're going to do a rebase and I'll do one final review in the merge. Okay.
Just check it map. I think it's mergeable. I just wanted to, if you don't, but I don't think you check it, but the
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
reviews
I'm
there.
mostly just curious, right? So I'll
Yeah.
probably just open it up with Claude and be like, "How does this work? Please explain it to me."
Yeah.
All right. Next thing, Christian has added a machine ID generator to Werewolf. So
No, I added no Cloud added it, I think. Um, but it's quite simple. So it's really just the machine ID, and I added it because somebody brought it up. There's an issue connected to it.
yeah,
I knew
yeah,
it
yeah.
for a long time,
So
and
we've
now
been
it was
dealing with the machine ID for a little bit because we've been if you have it stuck in the image, then it causes all kind of problems, especially during Dracket. Dracket will put the built image into a machine specific location if you have a machine ID in the image. Um, I hadn't considered just generating it um, on boot. So you've got an overlay that writes this, right? And
yeah,
it's
it's now an overlay into the data structure so that it's
yeah.
one of the. And then there is, I changed the internal API, but don't use it that you also can get it per machine ID.
Okay. And I think that so this has to be a number of this format, right? It has to be this length and
I
if it's
hope
a
so.
hexadecimal number. And
That was
then
done by the AI.
as opposed to, I think I saw that as well. And because I think that the issue at one point suggested having it be like having the machine ID be the just the node name. But I think that uh wouldn't be a valid machine ID. Um, so you're generating it statically on node add, which is probably the right thing. I just it's unlovely to me that it has to be uh a value in the YAML, but there's of course nowhere else to put it if you want it to live between node reboots. Um,
Yeah, you have to start the node database, and it's the it's sensible to have it there. It's not something I was saying, okay, why? Because it's one of the central IDs, and for example, if the SUSE multi-Linux manager, and how is it called? It has also now an open source project. They only use the machine ID to identify machines. While for
mhm.
example, Salt and also Ansible use them relatively often.
So since I'm jumping in this, is the machine ID a 128-bit GUID?
I
Something like this.
genuinely
It's a
don't know.
UUID
It's
thing.
not a UUID because there's no hyphens in it.
Yeah, but they were
Yeah.
removed.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering though. Is it something that would be a their standard GUID? I mean, with it, I mean, it doesn't really matter if it's with the
So it doesn't say that specifically. Oh,
32K.
wait. It is not a Microsoft GUID.
Okay, not a UI, not a. No, there we go. OSF
Yeah.
UUID. That would be the one I'd be interested.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's its own thing.
Yep. It's its own thing. It
Okay.
is a 32 character hexadecimal number randomly generated, and it may not be all zeros. Um, yeah, I think this is probably the right thing. Christian, does it allow setting it with Werewolf control node set or profile set?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, it's not in the profile.
It's only on the node. Of course,
It's
that's
only on the
wonderful.
node.
Wonderful.
It does look like with version 30 of systemd that machine ID numbers do qualify as variant 1 version 4 UUIDs per RFC 4122.
Ooh. RFC what? 41122?
4122.
4122. Am I at the right one?
It's right RFC. Who knows if
Okay.
it's
So what are you suggesting? Like, what would the implication of that be?
just that it is like a standard.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay, so we invent um a new field, store it in there. It's automatically generated when you add a node.
Yeah.
You
And it's
can change it
also
if you
in the
want.
node update process, in this
Yeah, in
config
the
update.
yes. Um, and if you don't have one, then that overlay would just break. Are you including that overlay by default now
I
in
think
things?
so.
Let's look at that. That can be part of like a an actual PR review, but so this
Yeah.
is
Could have been that I've forgotten that.
And I can put my own machine ID in
yes.
with the setup. Okay.
Hmm.
That's only because this actually might solve a problem when you're moving systems, tracking systems when they move between clusters.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
in the default overlay, but it will just be written if it's defined.
Yeah, maybe the only thing, well, I don't know. I was gonna say you might have the overlay just not write a file if there isn't a machine ID.
Right.
It could abort. That would be easy enough. I'm gonna at least put a comment about that here just in case.
Yeah. No board. Yeah. Claude doesn't know that we have such cool features like a bot.
Like what?
Claude didn't know it. Gemini
Didn't.
also. It could have been Gemini or
Oh,
Claude.
like abort. I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I had an initial negative reaction to this, but I think that it's probably the right thing. We've already talked about TPM. I have not reviewed it. I see, Christian, you've been doing additional work, but maybe it's just like rebasing, or is there more?
Rebasing.
Yeah, just rebasing. Okay, I will try and get to that. Then we have two more, what I presume are relatively small things in here. The second one I understand a bit more. Um, yeah, so this is probably just a really simple like template fix. There's a test for it, and then um,
The test suite fades for Rocky.
oh yeah, that's what it is. I asked him if he could check it. I think it's because um, oh we'll allow it to run. Um, so it was failing because, or I think it was just because of the license check.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we'll let it run and see if it fixes itself after his rebase. So that might just be fine. And
No,
that,
it's integration test fading.
oh really? Oh, interesting.
Oh, you're on the other one. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm on that's integration test which failed. So there was, it could also be if you boot nodes, this could also lead
Hmm.
to other
Okay.
problems.
Well, we'll see what happens with this.
Oh no, that was the www init ID scripts
Yeah, yeah,
fails.
okay. This one I think will probably be fixed. This one, um, I have not looked at the implementation, but I think the intent here is correct that it should fail fast. And I think I even tried to do
Yeah,
this at
yeah,
one
yeah.
point.
That's also. I think it's fine in doing it, but I don't know why the integration test fails. It just fails on Rocky and not on Slee or
You
on
you had a changes requested. Is it just that the test is failing,
yeah,
or
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Then
yeah.
yeah, your eyes are already on this one. I'm gonna put my name next to this one, and I'll try and get this merged in. But yeah, I don't think we need any more discussion on those. We're agreed these are good things. We'll just get them in a working state. That's all I've got for today. Anything else we need to discuss? All right. Well, if not, we'll call this a short one. Thanks everyone for your support and for continuing to be a part of the Werewolf Project. It's an exciting time. And let me check on the date for the next one. I presume it's just 2 weeks from now, but yes, so the next meeting should be August 19, and we'll hope to see you all here.
Nope.
Oh, no, Christian will be gone.
No, no, no. Perhaps I will show you. I will show you some pyramids or something like this. No,
Some
they are a little bit
pyramids?
jet-lagged.
Oh, like Aztec pyramids. Yeah, yeah, of course.
No, no, Mayan, Mayan,
Mayan? Mayan?
Mayan.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
Aztecs there.
Okay.
Just, just being
Fair
not
enough.
in touch. I
My
will think of
mind
you.
immediately went to Egypt and I was confused.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of going to Egypt next year, but just to see if the pyramids, which one look better.
Here,
But
if
definitely,
everyone,
yeah. Hmm?
if no one minds giving me like 10 more seconds, I'll get these two pictures that I have
Yeah,
for
that's cool.
the very beginning
So,
of
what's this per conference about? So, is it like ISC or how is it?
it's kind of like that. It's a little bit smaller than ISC, I think. Maybe just a little bit smaller than ISC. But yeah, it's kind of similar. Do you remember the Exceed project, or did you have any visibility into the Exceed project?
Not really.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get this picture up here for you also. So here's one, and then this was right at the beginning, and we actually had a lot of people come in kind of over the course of it. And then here is the next one.
It looks like it was at a university, huh? No, it's not.
No, it was
No,
actually
no,
at
it's a
a
meeting. That's a
yeah.
meeting. That is all full carpets.
So this was at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Um, but so PERC is the practice and experience of advanced research computing, I think is
Ah,
how it goes. And it is originally from the XSEED or XSEDE project.
yeah.
I don't know what XSEED stands for, but
Exascale, probably.
I think at some point, but XSEED was a U.S. Department of Energy and NSF
Yeah.
collaboration, I think, to make it so that different government research labs could build an HPC system and
Breaking
then
up this silo.
share resources between them. So you could get an Exceed allocation and use it at a bunch of different
Mm.
supercomputers. And there was an annual conference for the Exceed project, but then the Exceed project was winding down and they wanted the conference to live on. So it became PERC.
Cool.
But yeah, it's like a little mini SC kind of thing. And there's a vendor exhibit area and talks and BoFs and things as you would expect. So yeah, a lot like ISC, I think. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you all soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.